I'm gonna show you a one light portrait setup with a dramatic effect. No. What's up, beautiful people? It's your boy Justin Martin, and today I'm going to show you a quick one light setup that has dramatic results. So lately I've been doing a lot of advertising on social media, and I've been picking up a lot more clients, thank the Lord. So last week I was posting a lot of my behind the scenes content on my Instagram stories. It was a beautiful shoot, man. The location was just on point, her outfits, her energy, it was just amazing. Now this shoot was a little bit different aesthetically from my style. It was more bright, airy, vibrant, which is fine, I could do that. But it wasn't, it wasn't necessarily my type of aesthetic that you will find on my website. So there was this beautiful wood wall, dark wood wall, right? And I kept looking at it, I said, man, that is gorgeous. We need to do something with that wall. And I already had it in my head what it's gonna look like. So in this tutorial, I'm actually showing you that setup with that wood wall as a backdrop, the one light that I had, a 50mm that you can use any 50mm, and a neutral density filter, variant filter. So let's just jump right into it, shall we? All right, so we're here in Lightroom, and just like with all of my tutorials, my raw tutorials, I'll show you the camera settings, I'll show you the lighting diagram, and the finished image as well. So let's actually start with how I got to where the finished image was, and this is here. The finished image is still being worked on. Shout out to one of my good friends, Brian Tagalog. He is a retoucher, so I'm gonna link his website below. Check him out, and if you need your images retouched, I recommend him, highly recommend him. But like I said, this is still being worked on. But let's actually start from the beginning. So like I was saying, here's the really nice wall, the wooden wall I liked. And it was actually a small space because it was next to a counter. And so I had her placed there so I can check the ambient lighting where I want to shoot it at. And since I had a 50mm 1.2, I really want to be really shallow. Like where her arms are, I really want this to like drop out of focus and just be focused here. So I had that ability, but shooting at 1.2 is really difficult, especially with the ND filter that I had to put on top of, which gave me, I think, about 3 stops to stop the light coming through. And basically, so once I got her in there, this is not the settings I use. If I click over here, I actually shot this at 1.6, and my shutter was around, I was doing high sync speed. My shutter was around 400 and ISO 320. But yeah, I really wanted to get a really shallow depth of field. And so once I put on my neutral density filter from Tiffin, is actually a variant filter. I think it's from like 2 stops all the way down to 8 stops. I will link that in the description below. You can check it out yourself. I highly recommend you pick this up. It's a tool that any photographer should have. We could do like outdoors or outdoor portraiture or indoor portraiture or landscape. Like having a neutral density filter is key. So I highly recommend you pick that up. But basically, as soon as I put that over my lens, it gave me this effect. This is straight out of the camera, no retouching, no nothing. The ND filter that I have, it gives this warmer tone. It brings a lot of browns out. And so I was like, man, I nailed it. Let's actually talk a little bit about this flare up here. So I had a small beauty dish, actually not a beauty dish, but it acts like a beauty dish. It's a umbrella. The size of it is about 21, 24 inches between there. And I had a oversized diffuser. Diffuser meaning anything that's white that the light can shoot through. So I had an oversized diffuser, and I didn't like fill all of the spaces around it. What I did is kind of loop the diffuser around it to have those light leaks. And the combination of that light leak and the combination of how close the light was to my model, I'm going to show you the diagram soon, that gave me this effect, this like light hazy effect. It gave me a little bit more atmosphere, and along with the filter gave me a little bit more atmosphere as well, and I really love that look. And so this is literally straight out of the camera. I can show you just nothing. This is still the DNG file. I have done nothing of editing, nothing, straight out of the camera. And if you look at my histogram, it's going to tell you it's going to be underexposed because, you know, all this black, but that's fine. That's all I wanted. This is where my focus, this is where I wanted to focus. And I was so excited to get this shot, these tones. Now, if I want to be a nitpicker going back on this, I should have feathered the light a little bit more so she won't get these highlights, but that is okay. We can fix that up in a little bit of retouching with that. But yeah, this is the shot, and I kind of progressed through. I didn't change my settings. I did drop my ISO and then kind of compensated with my shutter speed with that. But this is the shot I got. So let's actually hop over to Photoshop, and I could draw out what that diagram, what the space looked like, and the relation between your background, your model, and yourself is important for shots like this. So let's hop over there. Okay, here's my ugly diagram, but bear with me and follow along. So the space was, like I said, really small. On this side there was a countertop, and this wall was probably about maybe 5 feet across or less than that. So I had my models stand about 2 feet away from the wall, and I had turned the light it in such a way where it just bled a little bit. It gave me a little bit of spill on this wall, so it won't light the entire wall. So keep that in mind if you ever want to kind of, you know, not light something in the background. Just feather it or give a block or a flag, I mean, and that will help, you know, direct the light away from where you don't want it to light. Anyway, and then between me and the subject, we're almost at equal distance between the wall, her, and myself. And I had the light pretty closer because I really wanted that shadow to kind of drop sharply, but not too sharp. So actually, if you look back here, the light, yeah, you can tell the light's pretty close actually. And as soon as, you know, it hits, the shadow just drops gradually, but it gives that nice shape. It gives a nice shape. If it was pulled back, this shadow would be a little bit more harsh because it was a smaller source, a light source. But since I had it closer to her, it gave that nice wrap around her cheek. And so, yeah, that represents here. I shot this with 1DX Mark II, the 50 1.2 at 1.6. I had the B1 Pro Photo Head, a small beauty dish, and then the Tiffin. Now let me talk about this real quick. Now let me talk about the 50. You don't need a 1.2 to get this effect. Canon has the much cheaper, the nifty 50. I love that little lens. I went through 3 of them over my lifetime of using Canon when I started out with Canon. And 1.8 will be just fine. You'll be just fine with that. What matters is getting this little tool here, this ND filter. Like I said, it's going to be linked in the description below. I'll also link the 1.8 version of this lens, because really you can use any focal length that has an aperture at 1.8, and then you can get this effect. Like it's a very simple, dramatic lighting setup that anyone can do, and I encourage you to try it out. In terms of like this beauty dish, I don't have images of it, but just imagine like a large diffuser that's kind of draped over it, and you had to kind of play around with how the light's going to leak out. That's how I did, but I didn't want to plug up all the holes because I wanted some type of leakage, some type of atmospheric toning feeling in that image. So yeah, I hope this helped, and let me actually just go back to the finished look. And let me show you quickly the before and after what the process is like. So this is the image that Brian and I are working on, and this is right out of the camera, nothing toned to it. And then this is what he's working on now. So yeah, there's a difference. Bang, 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 bang. Like I said, this is not the finished image yet, but it's getting there. It's looking good. I'm liking where it's headed. And so yeah, leave me a comment or question or anything below, and let's get a discussion going if this was helpful or not. If there was anything that needs to be explained a little bit more, please let me know. You can hit me up on Instagram. You can email me. I'm here to talk. Let's have a nice conversation, and let's make some great work. Also, descriptions below, there are links so you can actually get some of the gear that I used, and feel free to click on it. And guys, I'll catch you on the next one. All right, deuces.